Yep. Well, that brings me up to this. I want to show everybody here just before we go another screen share here. In my cases that I've got with the Zuklewski court, you don't probably know too much about it, but what's ultimately it's at right now is that once these two judges that one judge that was actually being sued, as soon as she got served, she tried to bring a motion in, or basically she put a motion out there saying, I'm going to give you 2 weeks to provide me why, because of these rules that the other lawyers from the Attorney General's office are stating why this shouldn't be thrown out of the courthouse, the Zuklewski court. This happened back in November, got filed in September. So it got tacked probably about 30 days, not quite 30 days after they started tacking it right when we were going to move it. So I stopped. Her name was Kendra Coates then, who was acting as the justice. I wrote to her saying, excuse me, Kendra, who are you? Right? This is not your property. Have you been assigned to the Zuklewski court? Because if you have, then you're basically administrating property without right.
Yeah, I mean, they're primed for a bar grievance too. The ones in the Zuklewski court.
Totally. That's the next level that I was going to be going to here, because ultimately what happened is that when these two judges now, as soon as she got served, we filed a second claim, went up to the Chief Justice of Canada, the Chief Justice of Ontario on December the 22nd. Okay, they acquiesced as well. They got 3 notices. We required of them, produce the evidence that you relied that the rules of civil procedure apply to we the people. End of story.
Pilot to Bombardier, we're nearing the target. The bomb's ready, buddy.
So when they acquiesced, right, they've all basically, they're guilty by default here. What's going on? When they acquiesce, as I tell people, that's as good as gold in court, because they're basically saying, yep, you're correct. They're agreeing with your claim that you've made forward. So when they didn't do it, and then as soon as that got put back on the, how should we say, Kendra Coates there at the Milton courthouse, well, she got served that second one where she was now being filed against. The first court case, she was not one of the 2 justices or any of the lawyers. But then when she got assigned to the case or took it over in her own right, so to speak, at the public courthouse, as soon as she started trespassing on the case and then we moved a claim against her, oh, she didn't like that. 2 days later, that's when she got vindictive, and she assigned all the lawyers that were involved in it to put in their fees, what they've accumulated now, and she's going to hold Michael and I now liable. She took our lawful filing, and then they totally rewrote it and converted it into a legal filing, a complete new jurisdiction, forged instrument they placed into the public, right? Same thing again. And they just can't help but fall over themselves. So what's happened now, what I'm going to show you here is that this has gone now to the Chief of Police of Halton and Burlington, where I am, and also the OPP at the provincial level. Why? Halton controls the court services at the Milton courthouse. He's the chief of police, so he's ultimately responsible for his men there. But we know there's going to be a conflict of interest there because they have a relationship with that court. So I went to the other higher up in their world of the commissioner of the OPP. So now they've both been given communications, and we're outing these people that they have trespassed and they have blocked we people the right to the courthouse based on the rules of civil procedure. So this is what I want everyone. I'm going to give you. I didn't do this last night, but I want to give everybody here this tonight. Okay. These are the communications, people. This is where you can send your emails, okay? And put in the heading, the rules of civil procedure do not apply to we the people. And then say, greetings, Stephen and Thomas. Copy them on the same email. We are aware of the Zuklewski court, all right? That has been, and you can find that case file on my website, www.AWarriorCalls.com. Say that we are aware of the Zuklewski court and that we the people are being blocked from our right to access our public courthouses. We require of you, as your duty, to protect this claim and see that the process is moved forward and corrected. Something simple like that. Please write to the OPP commissioner. His name's Thomas. You've got all the information there. I'll leave it on the screen for a sec so you can grab it, and we'll probably put it up on the website as well, too, for people to grab it. But that's what I want you to write to, people.
I never saw myself leaving York Regional Police. I thought I would spend my entire career there. I've never sought employment with any other police service. But when this opportunity came along, I felt it was a responsibility to do my part to contribute to policing at a higher level, at a provincial level in this province. I've always looked at and admired the Ontario Provincial Police. They've got the most deep and rich traditions in policing probably in this country, but for certain in this province. They are leaders in policing. So to be given the privilege and the honor to join such a strong organization and such a talented and dedicated team of officers and civilian support staff, I felt it was my obligation to take that opportunity and contribute what I can.
People are rightfully voicing their concerns about a horrendous situation. So people, they get to where they need to express themselves. And we need to appreciate that, and we need to support it. Every community leader, regardless of their organization, their religious faith, the different groups that they may belong to. Everyone has a sphere of influence. And if we can all use that sphere of influence for the greater good, we can get messages out. So I think really the message is that community safety and well-being is not the police, it's not the public, it's all of us working together. And even when it comes to some sort of a demonstration or a march, if it is lawful and law-abiding and for valid reasons, let's support it.
Okay, on mass, we've got 448 people here. If I could get half of you, even half of you, to take 2 minutes and write an email to these people and let them know that we are aware of the rules of civil procedure and that we, the people, are being blocked at the Milton Courthouse, and we require your assistance at this time to correct the record. Okay, something simple like that. Kind regards. No threats you make to them. You want to make them aware that you know. So imagine, I wish to God we had, 5,000 or 10,000 people on the stream. Eventually it will get to there. But imagine when we can use this vehicle now, when they trespass against us, Alfonso, that we've got this collective group of people that are working with us, then they can start firing communications off to these people as well, putting them on notice from the public.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's going to really help them.
Yeah.
And that's going to really help us. That's going to be very powerful. So there it is there, people. There's the email addresses who you write to, Stephen and Thomas at the same time.